When a purpose is right and it's being lived and understood, performance follows. My name's Kathryn Kneller, and I'm currently Senior Director for IT Programme Communications at AstraZeneca. I think the biggest, most interesting change has been a move from internal communications as the broadcast mechanism. Internal communications pushes out the corporate messages to the organisation. We've moved from that mouthpiece model towards internal comms as much more of a facilitator role. So by that I mean it's much more about driving dialogue, it's much more about creating an environment in which that dialogue can take place. And certainly we're seeing leaders who are much more open to that style of leadership. You've got to help leaders be great communicators. So my job is very easy if I am working for somebody who is naturally an extrovert, naturally has a very strong personality, is able to tell that story very well. If, for example, I'm working to support a leader who is not a natural communicator, then that makes my job a little bit harder, and I need to find creative ways to find him or her channels that are more suited to them and to build that trust and that authenticity in slightly different ways. The best leaders are the ones who most successfully combine that short-term focus on performance and decision-making and rigour, but they also take the long-term big picture view that takes in, well, where has this company come from? Why was it created in the first place? What problem does it solve? But also looks to the future and says, well, what's the legacy of this company going to be in the long term? What's my personal legacy going to be? What do I want to be remembered for? On an individual level, there are all sorts of motivations behind kind of why should I go to work. My job as an internal communicator is to say on behalf of the company, here's why you should come and work for us. Here is why you will derive more meaning from working for this company than you will for working for our competitor or in a totally different sector. I don't believe that purpose is a fad. I think that a strong sense of corporate or company purpose has been around in British business since the Industrial Revolution. It's a story about Steve Jobs, who wanted to hire one of his leadership team at Apple, who had been offered a very senior role at, don't quote me, I believe it was either Coke or Pepsi. And what clinched them, this individual kind of actually went to work for Apple. And the line that clinched it for him was when Steve Jobs says, do you want to make flavoured water for the rest of your life, or do you want to come and help me change the world? And so there is that sense often for people who are highly committed, highly motivated, highly skilled in what they do, they want to contribute those skills to impacting the world in some way, ideally for the better. People are looking for a sense of purpose. People are looking for a sense of being part of something which is bigger than they are, of having a tribe, being part of a team that is working towards a shared goal. I think that's really important to many people. Companies where the purpose is right and it's being lived and understood will typically be outperforming the competition. They will find it easier to find good employees. They will keep them for longer. Those employees will be happy and productive and engaged and will be saying good things about the company. That reputation will grow. They will be saying good things about them to other potential employees. They'll be referring friends and family to come and work there. The company will grow. It's also about a story. Its purpose helps you to tell the story of, as a company, where have we come from and where are we going? So in that sense, purpose is vital to any communicator's activity because it helps us to shape the story, and story is everything.